Good afternoon, March the 22nd, 2016. And we had a 39 to 44 sell in the E-mini. Just a slow grind up. That was sell 1. And sell 2 was 49 to 54. And the market was just straight up. I mean, there was just nothing there. When we went through here, we had this little brief period right here for a sell. And then right now, the trade is going to the short side. But just, if you weren't long, you were wrong. And that's just all there was to it all day long. And some trades took a very, very long time to develop. I was not long on my trades, and I was wrong, and I paid the price. So, again, when you come back and see what hurt our trading, we had a bias to the upside this morning coming in. We had 26 to 31 as a buy. The low's 30.50. We get a retest failure. When you take out that bar's high, it's straight up all the way. And in the first trades that are going to show themselves usually in up markets are sells, and they're counter trend trades, and they're low probability trades. In down markets, the first trade that'll show themselves are buys, and they're counter trend trades, and they're lower probability trades. Eventually, you will get to the top or the bottom of the market, and that trade will work. But it's just a lot easier to join it. So, like we've talked about so many times, get the direction right, everything else falls into place. If you don't, and here's a S, loser. S, loser. No trade on that S. S, loser. No trade on that S. No trade on that S. No trade on that S. These two S's positive. V tops, losers. This one might have given you a scratch. Could have made a little off of that one. So this first hour of trading has been really, really, really very, very difficult. And we're trading it, we're learning from it, but it's not helping the bottom line. The breakout from the initial balance period is a much better trade over the last couple of weeks. So looking at the F1 screen on the E-mini, outside day trading range. Looking at the F2 screen on the E-mini, still a pretty pronounced P. If we can't take out the 35 area and trade below it, this market can trade up. So 30.35 is still pretty good support. Tomorrow's news, new home sales, 510,000 crude inventory. So if the market were to close right now, right here, we'd be selling the 43, 47 area, and 49 to 54 for sell 2. On the buy side, 30 to 35, buy 1. And then get the slopes right here, maybe 27, 24, buy 2. Okay, the good news for me today, no rotator cuff surgery, just physical rehab. There might be a little teeny tiny tear, but they said really couldn't tell, so going to do physical rehab, which is comforting. Didn't want to have to go through that if at all possible. And if any of you have not done physical rehab, it is painful as you work through scar tissue or injuries and the rest of it, but nothing like surgery. Okay, looking at the 10-year, which is where the hedge is. We don't have a lot of news tomorrow. So lower high, lower low, and we finished weak. So we got a pretty damn good seller in this 129.16 to 24 area. I mean, they've stopped the market. We're going to look for where support is right now, and we have rejected prices below 128.08. And we're at 128.25 right now. So F1 says find a place to sell it. Now they do marvelous things medically these days, but it's always a risk when you. I had an uncle that died at 73 years old, went in for a hernia operation, and then died while on the table, which shocked everybody because he was the epitome of health. Okay, right now we're at 25.5. The spill was from 28.5, so selling 28s to the buck. Sell 1. 3 to 7. Sell 2. And on the buy side, we'll make it 17 to 21. Go a little bit lower, unless the E-mini sells. If the E-mini sells, put a question mark at 25 with the E-mini. Just depends on if that sells or not. Then 9 to 13. Well, I dodged the bullets, Nancy. I think so I don't have to have a shoulder operation as it stands now. Get the pleasure of physical rehab, and I should be able to get through that pretty handily. Being stronger than the average bear at this age. More more fluid, so shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, 17 to 21. Buy 1 for the 30-year. And then buy 2 will be 5 to 9. And again, we're going to put a question mark at 25, depending on what the E-mini does later on this afternoon. On the sell side, 31s to 03, sell 1. 11 to 15, sell 2. You pick up the spill right in here. Can't be a wussy as you get older, Nancy. You gotta step up to the plate. Ooh, I've got 4 of those usually in every room. Don't have to go out and buy any equipment, right, Nancy? Okay, gold is trying to trade higher. We've rejected prices below 40. That still looks reasonable right now, so 40, 45 is support, and we definitely have rejected prices above 60. 65 for sure. So has trading range on it, but I don't think anybody's going to dump it, so we'll be trying to buy it once again. 46, 44 by 1, pretty aggressive. Then 40, 42 by 2. $55, 57, sell 1, pretty much where we were this morning. 60, 62, sell 2. Crude is interesting. It's holding in there pretty well. I don't think anybody really is too worried about the supply issues right now, but the strength of the market is each OPEC member is taking their their turn in rotating through, saying, yes, we will be at the April meeting to discuss production quotas and cuts. And every time a headline like that hits the market, it holds the price of oil up. So still have the highest storage above ground than we've ever had historically. We still have shale oil. Becomes viable at $40 a barrel, give or take. We have offshore wells that add 50, 70,000 barrels per day production. Have 3 big fields being brought in the Gulf that are supposed to add 160,000 plus barrels per day production here. And that's why they drill in the Gulf. I mean, it takes big bucks to do that, but imagine a well that produces 50 to 100,000 barrels per day or the equivalent. That's a pretty big deal. So on crude, higher low, higher high, kind of close in the middle. This market off of the F1 trade higher. F2, again, pretty square, and the best way to resolve this is just put it all together. And you can see we definitely are dealing with a P, and we don't really get much in the way of selling till we get up to 42. So that's the way we'll do our splits. We're going to be right where we have been, 41.75, 42 until proven wrong. And then 42 and a quarter, 42.50 for sell 2. On the buy side, 40.75, 41. And then 40, 40 and a quarter buy 2. Yeah, we got to be competitive in the northern hemisphere, right, James? Just on transportation costs alone. There are easy. This contract crude oil. There's nothing that's easy to trade, but some are easier than others. And if your time and capital challenged, you have to make this work. This is your contract. And you say, well, gold offers the same opportunities. It does. It just isn't quite as volatile. And there are some days crude will cross its trading range 2 times, and occasionally 3. And you almost never see that in gold. Euro, lower high, lower low. Find a place to sell it. And when we put all of this together, arrange the distributions, comes out a pretty pronounced B. James, that sounds painful. So right here we are at 45, so our 12.50 to 60, sell 1. 75 to 85, sell 2. On the buy side, 15 to 25, buy 1. And 112 even, buy 2. I like the short side better. Can't read my own scrawls on the screen right here. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me today. We'll be at it all day long tomorrow, hopefully with a little better results. Got my fanny kicked again in the E-mini, but again, it's a learning opportunity, and we're just showing you the reality of trading the E-mini. Our recommendation is you don't have to quit trading the E-mini forever, but go get something that can go trade something that can put money in the account. Hey, what a good day. I'm glad everybody's alive and kicking. Me too. I got some good news. Hopefully some of you did too. And we'll see you bright and early in the morning, ready to go shake the Chicago Mercantiles Exchange money tree once again. Y'all have a great evening.